Do you ever wonder if you had made a different choice or taken a different decision at some point in your life? Where would your life be today? What would be the core components of what your life looks like today? Had you taken a different decision at one of those pivotal moments in your life? Who would you be as a person? What type of interests or interactions you would be interested in today? Do you ever wonder what has led to the minor or major decisions you have made in life so far? Was it your parents' steer or push, society's pressures, yours or someone else's values? Or was there a different reason altogether? Or you have found yourself stumbling from one thing to the next in life and have absolutely no idea what has happened and equally where you are headed. Welcome to Becoming You, Episode 3. Today I invite you to explore with me our life's core framework. The core principles we generally tend to run our life on are our values. Now, I'm sure we've all heard this word being used frequently. We must have used it in certain circumstances or conversations ourselves. Isn't that right? Recently, we're also hearing about the society's values being on a decline or even demise. But do we ever pause and ponder upon what our own values are? Where have they originated from? Are they still relevant to who am I as a person today? What role are they playing in how am I executing or experiencing my own life? Have you thought about this? Does it wake you up sometimes in life? As in, what's really going on? What am I really doing? And why? Values define who we are as a human. What experience are we affording our souls on this human journey? When we say our thoughts or thinking does not align with someone, we are often referring to our values being different. Isn't that true? If you have not identified your values, or it has been a while since you last reflected on them and the role they are continuing to play in your life, I invite you to spend a few minutes reflecting on what are your non-negotiables in life. What would you rather die for than compromise on? What brings you that inner joy? What do you think are the baseline of how a society needs to operate? What money cannot and does not buy, but we all need to have in our lives to have an optimum human experience. Let's start with the list of 10 words that come to your mind, having heard these prompts. Please note, there is no right or wrong answer here. It is personal to everyone and may be different for each set of two people comparing their notes on values and what it means to them. When you've got your list of 10, I invite you to identify the top 5 values that you resonate with the most, the ones that may be the guiding force in your life, in how you make your decisions, what your decision making is relying on. You could hone it down to even the top 3 if you so wish. Take a moment now to consider, are there any values you would swap around or out even with the wider list you started with? Let's spend a moment reflecting on that. Is the top 3 or top 5, whichever you may have chosen to undertake, the accurate reflection of what is guiding your life, how you make your decisions, how you may disagree or agree with someone on something? Now think about how your values correlate with or may differ from the people you have closest relationships with. Your spouse, friends, parents, children. If you don't know what their values may be, it's a great idea to do this as a group. This will highlight why something may be of so importance to you or someone else, and yet you could not be bothered about it at all, and vice versa. When we are crystal clear on what our values are, what matters to us the most, what defines our life's framework, we can deploy that clarity in making small or major life decisions. When something aligns with our values, it will help us to live in more alignment, and the decision making is that much more clear and absolutely effortless. When something is in absolute contrast, on the other hand, but we choose to remain in that situation, job, relationship, or whatever it may be, we will no doubt live in turmoil. The beginning of becoming you is beginning to understand what is our moral compass. Where does it stand? The real question is, are you ready to align with your moral compass when the world around us may be attempting to steer us away from it? With these reflections, I will bring this episode to a close here. I hope it has served you in the way you needed it to. Until next time, I'm Gusharan Kaur, and with this podcast, I aim to bring you conversations and reflections that enable you to embark on that inner journey home. Live an intentional life, optimize your human potential, and ultimately, human experience.